Year 13 is a busy and important time for students at Colyton Grammar School. In the upcoming months, they will have to send off their university applications and face the summer A-level exams that play a big part in deciding where they go in life. But behind the layers of academic excellence and expectation, there are the normal teenagers going through the same pressures of growing up as students from any other school.
So Tristan, tell me, what is it like being in sixth form?
I really enjoyed being in sixth form. There were loads of nice people around. The teachers are especially, well, I shouldn't really mention names, but some of them, they're the best part is having loads of so we can do whatever we want. Like, if it's maths homework, we can do some. We can even do stuff that isn't in the course if we want to, and that's really enjoyable.
With the harsh austerity measures put in place by the current government, the school has had its budget significantly reduced.
No. Sorry lads, I'm about to serve my full English breakfast. Sorry.
All teachers have been asked to make use of cheaper alternatives to minimise the damage done to the students' learning experience.
I put in a bid for 3 new outdoor tennis courts, and unfortunately, due to the cuts, I was given 3 table tennis tables.
Wow, those are some significant cutbacks, although I'm confused as to how maths can still afford a half-sized cardboard model of Apollo 11.
In the maths department, we think you can't put a price on education.
What are you doing in Young Enterprise at the moment?
Well, we are just looking for something that will make us a big profit.
See, we thought this year we'd harvest Year 7 Mission Maker projects and sell them on the internet for a tiny profit.
Okay, but doesn't that mean you're basically running an in-school sweatshop?
No, not at all. There's quite a bit of demand for Mission Maker work right now. Also, the Year 7s, they really enjoy it. I mean, we're actually charging them to do the work for us.
See, if it was a sweatshop, we'd be paying them.
We always start the year off with an announcement to the sixth form encouraging them to take on leadership roles within the school, like running clubs or being prefects, but this year group has taken it to a whole new level. Unfortunately, their relentless appetite for starting up their own clubs seems to be taking a priority over their schoolwork, and their grades are being affected. So now we're offering incentives for those who choose not to start up a club.
So what does this image show you about Chris Packham? Any ideas?
€20.
Are you small? Do you need a hand getting things from those hard-to-reach places? Then you need Paul by JML. Paul is great at reaching things. He's been scientifically proven to work. Smiles all round. Paul is highly compactable due to our innovative microfiber technology. And now, for a limited time only, buy 1 Paul and get a Paul Light absolutely free. Great for when you need something on the move. Both Paul and Paul Light have extended battery life and are fully rechargeable. Order yours while stocks last.
Well, there's quite a lot of valuable stuff in there, you know. Thank God they didn't see the explosives, otherwise that might have been a bit of a disaster. Okay, let's start the bidding, please. Penny on bid. Penny, please. Yes, that's one. Let's look at 2B. Let's look at 2B.
That's two, 3, 3B. Anybody in 3?
Yeah, I've been wanting a long person for a while now. And I saw you got a few dents in him, so hopefully that means I can get a good price.
150 going once.
200.
200 pounds! 200 pounds, ladies and gentlemen. 200 pounds with me. Is that your final bid, please, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you. Thank you. So, to the gentleman in the corner. This afternoon, as you can see, this fine gentleman is wearing a late 21st century sequined item with flames to go in as well.
I want that gold sequin top, but I haven't got any pounds with it, I've only got rupees. Do you know if there's a Chance de Bureau anywhere around here? Because I can convert any of it.
£15 on bid. 15. Pardon? Apparently so. Can you give us a 12, so we need to see your butt. Thank you. We're looking at a stunning sparkle and the butt, ladies and gentlemen. Shall we go for £100, ladies and gentlemen? £100 on bid. £100 on bid.
Coast is clear.
More tea?
Please. Thank you, good sir.
Lovely.
So, with the liver, the most complicated thing you need to know about is what's going in and what's going to come out in terms of the glucose, in terms of the urea, and in terms of the blood pressure itself. Right?
Inevitably, the relationship between staff and students at Colyton Grammar ebbs and flows with the ever-changing moods of the sixth formers.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we have 4 to a table here? There are 5 people at this table and it's impossible to study with 5 to a table. Unfortunately, while I was helping Joe Watton earlier on today with his tedious UCAS application, a small group of determined sixth formers have occupied room 23, otherwise known as the Goldfish Bowl, and they have declared it their own sovereign nation.
I know that to the standard passerby it probably doesn't look that good that we have a non-conforming student body taking up permanent residence in the school grounds, but it's really not as bad as it sounds. When they're left to their own devices, these students do seem to achieve an awful lot. You know, holding a powerful senior position within a country's government does tend to give their independent learning experience quite an edge.
Okay, I'm laying this down. We need to buy a lot more pizzas for Take 5 because they seem to be really popular. People are buying them all the time, so we need to sell more of them.
Tristan, we have enough pizza, darling. What we need is cake. Let them eat cake.
So, even though we don't actively encourage them to take over the Goldfish Bowl, usually a lot of good comes out of it.
And there he is across the line. 1:49.7. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, you're in
What would you say is the best bit about sixth form life?
I would say the teachers are good. I mean, last weekend, me, Banks and Davis went out with the crew to play some golf.
Oh really? How did that go?
Yeah, we kind of minced them. And also, Angus stole Dr. Davis' glasses. That was funny.
Do you know what I really like about teaching Year 13 is they're broadening their knowledge, they're going out into new areas, and they're actually finding out what their subjects are really about. It's absolutely fantastic to see the way they're maturing. Brilliant.
This week on Davis Swap, we filmed 24 hours of Mr. Davis trying to make a cup of tea using just a burette. Dr. Davies, however, was reunited with an old friend whilst trying to teach a maths lesson. Meanwhile, Mr. Davis was just adding the finishing touches to his cuppa. Davis Swap, Wednesdays at 9 on ITV.
Hello, I'm Charlie Spicer.
And I'm Thomas Hench. We interrupt normal programming to bring you this breaking news, sponsored by Mr. Love Songs, the new album by Mr. Love.
A corruption scandal has rocked the Colyton Basketball Association this week.
We're going to go live to our reporter on the scene. What can you tell us, Matthew?
Thank you, Tom and Charlie. We've just heard that Thomas Jane has been ejected from the CBA Basketball League. This is following a meeting of the league's disciplinary committee. Unfortunately, nobody at the league was available to comment. However, Mr. Bedford called the developments highly disturbing. This story has a long way yet to go. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Matthew. Now on to the netball.
The under-16 Colyton team came up against Sidmouth College today in a close game. The girls were up against it from the start, but they pulled through, worked as a team, and won a close match.
What was the score, Tom?
146-2.
That's a close game, Tom.
Very close.
In other news, the basketball dribbling competition took place this lunchtime.
But not as you might expect.
On your marks, get set, go!
12 seconds later.
That's right, Charlie. After 2 heats, the 3 finalists took part to see who could dribble the fastest.
No need to be so humble, Tom. Congratulations on winning.
Thanks, Charlie. Now, just before we go, there's time to get a weather and travel update with Xavier and Theo.
Ali, it's gonna rain!
Sorry for that interruption. We'll now go back to our weather and travel updates.
Thank you. Yes, we'll be having a mixed spell of weather tomorrow as an extremely high pressure system moves across us. It'll be fine and dry for much of the morning, but do expect a uniform crackdown to sweep in from the south and eventually reaching as far north as Route 26 by the afternoon. There'll be an amber warning alert, so make sure your skirts are knee length and your tyres are at least 7 stripes. Thank you.
That's all from us. I've been Thomas Hench.
And I've been Tristan Allen. Thank you and have a nice day.